Intrinsic foot. So what we're working here is the movement of our feet. So not a lot of us think about when we put a shoe on, shoes have kind of trained us dumb, right? We have so much compression. A lot of us land heel to toe when we're sprinting, when we should be on the ball of our foot because we jog heel to toe and we walk heel to toe. But when we're being an athlete, we're always on the ball of our foot. So shoes have kind of trained us dumb. They've trained us in one plane. It's just here. There's nothing moving. If you think about your fingertips, your fingers, they move all over the place. And our foot is just used to being right here like this. I get this a lot when I'm working, I work ACL rehabilitation, so I bring athletes that have done physical therapy and they're back on to going and progressing and trying to get back to their sport. If their therapist hasn't worked foot motion with them, they come to me and their foot is dumb again. They have not used their brain and trained the neurological pathway to help understand where their foot needs to move. Or maybe they never did, which probably was part of the reason they injured themselves. The reason this is so important, we think about this, is our foot is the only thing touching the ground when we're jumping, running, cutting, doing anything athletically. And so if it's touching the ground and it's just in one plane, we're not getting all the balance, stability, strength, and power out of that we should. So as we're working this is really going to be frustrating if you've never done this before. You're going to actually think about it. You have to think really hard. You'll probably start to sweat even, and it's going to be so frustrating, and it's going to make you angry a little bit. Some people, it's going to come natural to it. They do it all the time. Others, if you don't, holy cow, you're going to sit there and think that your foot is just dumb because it won't move. Remember, you're trying to build a pathway. You're trying to tell your brain to send those signals down there to recruit and move that, and you're really going to have to intently focus on what you're doing. Also, we understand that our foot, right, if I squeeze and pull my foot, that's attached and I can feel my calf and my hamstring activate. So we think about this, that's why people maybe do barefoot sprinting and we do things on bare feet. We want to activate the muscles more and be more in a natural position. If you went and ran with your bare feet, you'd never strike your heel. It would hurt too much. You'd always be on the ball of your foot, working your foot and also activating the muscles more. So I'm a big believer in working a lot of things without shoes, but also, right, sports are played with shoes, so we got to get used to utilizing those. So understand that it's connected. So we're going to work kind of 4 different variations. We want to be able to work and lift one of our toes up, so our big toe up, and then push all our other 4 toes down. We also want to be able to work, so pushing the big toe down and pulling the other 4 toes up. The most important one to me that we're working here is squeezing our toes and creating kind of this arch, but pulling our toe in, and then the last one is just going to be kind of separating our toes. So if you want to see what the inside of a shoe, I'll show you that my insoles, right, I wear some pretty fancy insoles, they're getting worn down, but I have duct tape because I am using my foot in my shoe so much. I'm grabbing, I'm gripping, I'm balancing, I'm stabilizing. I actually put a hole through where my big toe is. So I show you that so you understand that your foot should be moving independently without your shoes. Your shoes there for protection. It's to help and stabilize and make sure you don't land on anything funny. It gives you a little bit more friction so you can stop and start easier. But it's not there to take away the movement that your feet are supposed to be doing. So when you're doing this, you can maybe do these about 10 times, but really focus on the squeezing one, and then just work on toe up, toe down, and just working on those movements simply. And it might be a 5-minute drill or so where you're focusing, and you get frustrated, but it's something you'll find yourself as you're watching TV, you're doing more, you're moving your feet independently, you're starting to get that motion and get used to it. You may even cramp up right away, but eventually that will start to go away as your foot gets stronger. So it's a great drill not to overlook. It's not a fancy one, but remember, your feet are the only thing touching the ground, and they're going to help stabilize, balance, and increase that power and force output for you. So you got to work it, and don't forget about them.